The SEAL motto is the only easy days yesterday, so that would infer that, hey, you're always uncomfortable. They make us do plenty of drills and different training throughout my career, specifically more in buds, that's teaches you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If you take drown proofing, they tie your hands and feet, throw you in the pool, make you do a whole bunch of drills. To a lot of people, that would be uncomfortable. Right? Your hands and feet are tied, you're in a pool, but it's a heated pool and it's in San Diego, and there's 6 instructors swimming around and they're not gonna let you drown. It's 6 months long. It's big, it's overwhelming, but I broke everything down into one bite at a time. Because if you focused on, hey, look, how am I gonna get through 6 months, that would be much too overwhelming for me. So right. I broke everything down into one meal, one bite. So hey, if I could make it to breakfast, awesome. If I can make it to lunch, even better. Dinner, okay, cool, let's see if I can do it again the next day. And I did that throughout my entire career, no matter what I was involved in, what I was doing. Everything was down, prioritized list, top to bottom, one bite at a time, the most important things first. And then the things that didn't need to be dealt with, I just simply moved to the side and I wouldn't worry about. The more pressure, the smaller bites, because you've got so much going on. I look at everything that way. I've been in so many miserable, shitty situations that just plain suck. Okay, you're gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But if you can sit back, look at yourself, laugh about it. I've been in some crazy gunfight situations, you name it, where everybody's miserable, but you look to your left and right, you see your buddies, they're kind of laughing and joking, and you're like, okay, all right. I honestly, and you talk to different guys, some guys say, hey, they thought about quitting every day at Buds. I honestly never thought about quitting. Every single day, did I think, wow, this sucks? Absolutely. Yeah, it sucked every minute. But the way I looked at it was, hey, look, I looked at these instructors. If they can do it, I can do it. There's nothing that they've done that I can't accomplish as well. The majority of people that don't make it through the program simply quit. So they choose not to be there. Not that they couldn't do it physically, but they choose not to be there. If you break everything down, I've got some statistics here. This is a culmination of what each Buds class has done in a 6-month period of time. Each student runs 1,627 miles during that time, swims 134.2 miles, runs the obstacle course 39 times, conducts 42 dives, spending 61 hours underwater. Each class expends 1,413,000 rounds of small arms ammunition. Each class detonates 13,382 pounds of high explosives. You hike or patrol 150 miles. You complete a combat conditioning course, which is a 12-mile run, wearing 70 pounds of gear in 3 hours or less. And then if you add it all up, basically the equivalent of swimming from Cuba to the southern tip of Florida, and then running all the way to New York City. Had they shown me these statistics before I went to Buds, no way, I'd be a banker or something. I wouldn't have been a SEAL. It would have been completely overwhelmed. I would have moved right back to Alaska and been, all right, this is not for me. But again, back to breaking everything down, and the majority of the people quit. They thought about 2 months ahead of time, thinking, wow, what if I can make it through, rather than worrying about the bite, A lot of us used to laugh and joke. We look back on our Buds experience, and it was kind of nice because you didn't have to think of anything. It was simply do exactly what they tell you and do it at 200%. As you mature in the teams, you become a leader, then you got more responsibility. I remember a drill that our teachers had us do, and it had to have been 3rd grade. I don't remember exactly, but it had been around 3rd grade. It was wintertime. The majority of the people who died in the area would die of hypothermia, fall through the ice, whatever it was. So the school, they had 2 different drills. One of them, they went out, cut a hole in the ice, and literally, I don't even know if we signed release waivers, but they take you out there, they dunk you in the cold water. I mean, it's the middle of winter, hole in the ice. It was like 15 or 20 seconds that they held you in there, pulled you out, and then you were expected to rewarm yourself. They had a tent set up there, and the concept was, hey, get used to taking off all your wet clothes. If you have to be naked or put dry clothes on, whatever it is the steps to rewarm yourself in a situation like that, because that happened a lot. The other thing they had you do is they gave everybody a 1-gallon tin can full of soapy water, 2 matches, and you had to go start a fire from scratch. No paper, no fuel, no starter fluid, no anything. Peel bark, start a fire. You had 2 matches. 3rd grade.
Wow.
And the first kid to build a fire big enough to take his pot of water, put it on top, get it to bubble over, he was the winner.
Wow.
But that was 3rd grade, how I grew up. I didn't think anything that I learned in the military would translate to civilian life. I assumed that I'd be a really good shot, go skydiving on the weekends, and so on and so forth. But everything I did learn in the teams does translate. I apply the exact same rules I did when I was in, getting through BUD/S, assaulting a target, going through any training I did. I apply those same ones now. Little takeaways that I look back on and I think, wow, okay, I apply every single one of these things to my life today, and I got out of the SEALs 2 years ago. The first thing I have is teamwork. There's absolutely zero that I accomplished during my career that I could not have done without a team, period. You gotta put the needs of the team above your own. BUD/S does that repeatedly. They throw you in a boat, make you paddle out through the surf zone. You're already tired, miserable, hungry. And then, the boat gets flipped over in the surf and you gotta work together as a team. It's very easy to see who's willing to put the needs of the team above their own. The folks that pull back and worry about their own needs, they're typically not the ones standing there at the end. Prioritize and eat one bite at a time. I apply that to the stress that I'm under these days. I break it all down. I prioritize it. If I can't affect it, I don't even worry about it. And that's something learned. You don't get good at that from the beginning. Be all in all the time. A quote from Tommy Valentine, one of the better leaders at the command for a long time. And he used to ask a lot of the new guys, at what level are you willing to participate? And the only right answer was be all in all the time. Whether you're sweeping the floors, charging a machine gun nest, whatever it is you do, I don't worry about 2 weeks in advance. I worry about what I'm doing right then in the moment, that I'm gonna do that as best as I can. I look back and think, okay, listen, I'm nobody special. I haven't done anything different or better than anybody else, but I look back and think, okay, I lived through that situation. I can deal with this.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Red Tape Radio. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me fix that. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that right now. Why is my camera froze? I gotta fix this. I don't know why my camera is frozen right now. Why is my camera freezing right now? Bro, what? Why is my camera freezing, bro? That is such an L. Okay, well, that is not what I wanted, but I'm gonna rock with this for a little bit until I can figure out why it's doing that. Bruh. I know, bro. I'm sorry. Anyways, we are going to go ahead and get Dalen, my buddy Dalen, in this call. Real quick. Where's his username? There it is. Sheesh. It's calling him.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, Dalen?
What's up? All right, hold on, cause we got some technical issues. Look, y'all are the first people to ever listen to this, and I'm apologizing now for that. Let me text everybody and tell them we are live. I got 3 people.
Why? Let me get that out of the way. That was my food earlier.
Yeah, let's go and do this thing, baby.
I don't know why it's not working.
How do you tell how many people are watching?
We got 2 in here right now.
Do I need to watch it or just get on the phone?
You ain't got to. I don't know
You do,
why
girl.
my
Hey, bro, you got a mustache, bro. Who the
Yeah.
fuck's talking?
me and you.
Oh, that's me talking in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
I can hear myself, but like 8 seconds ago. I don't like that at all. Is that what my voice?
That is
Bro.
what your voice sounds like, Dalen.
What am I hearing? You or old you? I'm so lost. Yo, it's me, but
Wait,
from the
do you have the
past.
video on your phone playing right now?
Yeah, I gotta,
Okay,
I gotta look you up on my PlayStation, my Xbox.
that's what that is, then.
Oh my god, this is so stupid.
Babe said no
How is
F-bombs.
the new me
Bam said
just
no
as confused
F-bombs.
as old me? You gotta give me a second. I'm typing stuff in furiously.
I can hear you really well, though. Can y'all hear him really well, chat?
Chat, can you hear me? No F bombs. Oh, sorry, Bam. Sorry, buddy.
Cody Montgomery said, let me join. Homie got
Okay,
some
I have
good-
to pause this because can y'all hear me on the phone?
I think it's Orange Mango. You got Orange Mango?
It's lagging. No F bombs. Sorry, Bam. Sorry, buddy.
You got it playing on your phone, that's why.
I have to play on my phone because I can't see their comments on the TV.
Bam said, get to the point, bro. Dalen's stinky. Dalen's the loudest. Hold on, let me
Wow, me?
do that.
Who the hell's Greg? Who the hell's Greg?
That might have fixed it. That should have fixed it, right? I turned him down just a little bit. Is that better, Greg?
All right, Charlie Kirk is dead, and it's terrible what happened. It is absolutely horrendous. He got shot in the neck, and
Oh,
look,
jumping
say what
straight
you will
into
about.
it. Okay.
Has everybody here heard about Charlie Kirk?
Oh, let's give.
Can you
chat,
hear me? Cody?
Yeah. Let's give chat time to see if they've heard about Charlie Kirk's passing. Because some people
Anyone
may
heard
be
about it?
living under a rock.
You might be living in I think I live in a rock. I don't know how to use technology very well. He said that's good. That's not good. That's horrible.
Who's Greg, bro?
That's
Well,
good.
why do you think Charlie Kirk dying is
That's
good,
good.
bro? Let me ask you that.
I'll
Why
tell
do you
you
think
what-
that?
Well, I heard that Charlie Kirk was putting chemicals in the water that was turning the frogs gay. That's what I heard. But that's just word down the grapevine.
I agree.
He might not have been involved at all.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's probably Kamala.
All right. Do we have talking points, or do I need to start pulling some up?
You can start pulling some.
I'm gonna
up if
chat
you want.
them.
Or we can let Bam and the people in chat give us some talking points that we can hit on, and see if we agree on things, disagree on things, and go from there.
I'm putting my.
Bam
Oh.
said, "I miss Charlie. Rest in
putting-
paradise with Jesus Christ."
I'm putting my experiences from the day. In
Oh,
the
okay.
Chat, and we're gonna
He's Greg was saying that that your audio is better now.
I'm gonna put my experiences from the day in the chat, and let people decide which one to talk about.
It's written by a professional treasure hunter. Oh, Corey Blake. A flattened dog? Wait, hold up. A flattened dog? What do you mean by a flattened dog, Dalen?
Oh, I spelled that wrong. How do I edit
You're in
my
love
comments?
with a... You spelled that wrong. With a psychopath or a sociopath.
I did.
I think that's what
No,
you're trying to
she's
say.
definitely psychopath. No, she's totally sane, but I'm in denial. So.
Ben, what do you want us to
Uh,
hit on, bro? You want us to talk about Charlie Kirk a little bit? Or what? Did you see that the same day Charlie Kirk died, the Senate tabled or blocked the Epstein files being released?
Well, the Epstein file. Look, man, I'll be honest. The Epstein file, man. Who cares what's on the Epstein files, bro? We got people going to islands doing weird shit all the time. There's entire tribes of islanders who eat babies. They will like do
We're
sacrifices
doing everything.
and stuff like that. And they were about Epstein. Why are we worried about Epstein? That's probably the most safest island in the Atlantic, to be honest with you.
I would
I'm
disagree
not
with
even gonna lie
that,
to
but
I mean, is it a good place to be a kid? No, hell no. But there's worse places. For example, Central Africa, Middle Eastern India, the Middle East in general, South Korea, North Korea.
Bam, hold on. Bam said, talk about how
well-
Charlie Kirk's passing was all fake and staged. He's still alive, in my opinion. Are you talking about with the
So you say he
security
can't
guards
breathe?
like moving their hat and everything and like touching their arm? If anything, me personally, I think that it was just an inside job at that point. That's what I think.
It's hard to tell if it's an inside job because that shot. Like people have survived, like headshots, chest shots, body shots, stuff like that. No one's ever survived getting shot in the throat. I heard there was a porn star that
there's-
died. All right, this porn star had died. She overdosed on cocaine, and her parents and her family said she'd be remembered for being kind and being a great friend. And I was like, dude, that's not what she's gonna be remembered for. Let's be so for real. That is ridiculous. Think she's gonna be remembered for anything like that?
If she, no offense, but if she's remembered at all. Opinion on religion? Oh, that's. Dang, that's a good one. Okay.
Well, that's so broad, but let's be broad for a minute. All right, so I want to be cliche and say it depends on how you define religion. Overall, has religion been good for society? Hell no. Has it been good for humanity? Hell no. But it's got its values. It gives people a place to belong. It gives you a direction in life. It gives you a moral guidebook. It's very, very difficult to decide where should you put your finger, on the left or on the right. Where should you put your vote, on the left or on the right. Where should you build your house? Where should you keep your friends? And having a religious guideline kind of gives you a rough overview of where you're supposed to be going in life. So I think religion can be good on an individual standpoint. For society, not so great. You could use it as an excuse. You could use it to control people. You can use it to say, well, yeah, I might have done all those crimes, but God forgives. Why can't we be more like God? You can use it to excuse a lot of terrible, terrible behaviors.
I will say I agree. My personal stance on religion is I'm not religious. I don't ever claim to be religious, but I agree that the world needs religion to go around because people need something to follow, if that makes sense.
Do people really need something to follow? Well, religion tells you, it gives you a leader. Because when I go into things, I go in it with God's leadership. I don't go in with when I use my brain, this shit's gonna go wrong. Sorry, Bam, for the cuss words. When I go into something, if I use my brain's not gonna work and it's gonna go wrong. But if I go in it with God's leadership, it's gonna go a little bit better than I had planned.
Yeah,
That's my point of view on it.
It's just a way for people to like believe in something and follow something so that they have a reason to be a good person, if that makes sense. But if you agree with religion, like my buddy Dalen,
Yep.
so be it. Like everybody has their own rights to an opinion, whether it's different than mine opinion on it.
No, there's definitely terrible. Let's not play that. There's definitely terrible opinions. Have you ever seen the people that worship spaghetti monsters?
I have, and if
That's
they want to
genuinely
worship
your
that, then
opinion?
I am. If they want to
That's
worship that, then
that's wacky though. There's no way I'd ever get behind that.
what do I believe happens?
Try that in a small town, Morgan Wallen type beat.
What do I believe happens after death? What you ain't got to put your name, Faden. But what I believe happens after death is it's just nothing after. It's pretty boring, pretty scary thought to think about. But that's what I believe. on some days, I'm not gonna lie to you, some days I'm like, there might be something after. You know what I mean? Might go into become a different life once again, because energy is not created nor destroyed, and your body, your soul, it is an energy in itself. And if you die, that energy's got to go somewhere. So it could possibly go to another life. What do you think, Dylan?
Let me tell you something about energy. If I get a girl pregnant, and I get if I get 15, 20 girls pregnant at one time, not at one time, but like 20 days in a row or whatever, all right, energy is being multiplied for sure. Eventually, those kids are gonna be 6 foot tall, 150 pounds, whatever.
Bradley is in here.
You're creating energy. Huh?
Bradley's in here. He said religion is a shackle on the chain of humanity as a whole and an antidote or existential for the individual. Also, the flying spaghetti monster is a meme created by atheists to troll believers.
That's facts. But I think there's a lot of religions that are made to troll atheists as well. Like if I say God told me to go drop kick somebody's grandma off a bridge.
I thought you were gonna bring up Mormonism for some reason, bro.
Oh, Mormonism is so fake, dude. I'm not gonna lie. You get overnight millionaire if you be a Mormon. Those people are so crazy. They'll bang each other's husbands, but they won't freaking drink soda. It is ridiculous. You ever seen Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I haven't, bro. Listen, if it's anything with Mormons, I'm not dealing with it, bro.
Yeah, well, if there, I will play both sides here. Forgive me. Let's say, all right, I could argue I could apologize for atheists here, because for a good example is when I die, let's say I don't go to heaven, and I don't know, because really the most humble way, in my opinion, to go through life is say I don't know, but I have faith in one or the other, or I don't have faith in either one, is fine too. So if I die and I don't go to heaven, it's kind of the same thing as like before I was born. The Roman Empire, the Byzantine, the Greek, the Aztecs, all these people existed. I have no idea what the hell was going on 200 years ago. I have no clue. I've read about it and people have said something about it, but I have no clue what in the world was going on. I don't see really any reason besides just like faith that it would be any different after I pass away. Because the Roman Empire has some cool stuff. I'm sure they had cool stuff. They had people, slaves and freaking cities and buildings, and they had like music and stuff. I don't know what none of that stuff looked like. I've been playing Shadow of War though, and that that kind of reminds me of like a Roman.
Hold on,
Roman town.
Cody Montgomery said, "What would be y'all's thoughts about the young lady that got her neck sliced on the train?"
Well, you need to know what was going on before that. Was she saying something to the young man? Maybe she told him, we need to get America back where you can defend yourself from stupidity. She might have said something about his mom.
Listen. That the guy that did that needs to be thrown under the prison. She was a Ukrainian woman seeking refuge in the United States. A legal immigrant to the United States. Came here for safety, just for that to be her outcome. That the guy that did that to her needs to be thrown under the prison, needs to be locked away in a cage and never be looked at again. That's what I feel. That's all emotional though, because that is the most horrific outcome ever that could have ever happened. Like. And then the media,
minimum wage.
The media is also trying to spin it off as that guy is completely innocent and all of this, and like they're like, oh, hurt people. I don't care if hurt people. Like, I don't. If you kill somebody, you know what you're doing. You should be thrown under the prison.
Who is Creator Wizard?
Huh?
Who is Creator Wizard?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find somebody's username. My fault.
Bradley said, I don't believe anything was created
I know.
at all, but came about naturally through billions upon billions of years. There is so good reason. Oh, I feel like he meant to say there is no good reason at all, in my opinion, to believe in any creator, wizard guy slash gal. I agree with that.
I disagree.
But at the same time, I can play both sides. Like, the fact that it's like 1 in trillions that we're here right now. You know what I mean? Like 1 in trillions.
That's how
Like that.
well,
Like, it's possible because it's 1 in trillions. But at the same time, like, how is it possible? You know what I mean?
yep. What's some stuff? Let's get off the political. That stuff was very depressing. Oh my god. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. This whole thing.
I still
like
want to
the
hit on
people.
I still want to kind of hit on Bam saying that the Charlie Kirk thing was staged. In my opinion, like, I think the touching of the cap, the arm, that could just be proof that it was an inside job. I don't think that he didn't actually die, because we see, or we hear the gunshot go off, hits him in this area up here, which you have like a certain amount of time you got to get professional help if you get shot right here. Like, let's be for real. And with all those people there, I don't see him making it to a hospital in that time frame. I 100% believe that he is dead, but I feel like touching at the cap, the arm stuff, like, that could be more reason that the killer wasn't working, or the assassin wasn't working by himself, that he was working with help, and he knew, like, when it was about time. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let me.
Because I also
again.
think that it's really weird that the guy he is debating it against brought that up when he did. You know what I mean?
The timing was ironic. It was pretty ironic.
Yeah, it was like as soon as he said it, as soon as he said it, his bodyguard moves over, bam, over with. It doesn't hit him in the neck. It hits his shirt. Now where the ketchup came out. It hits him, yeah, up in this area, like up in this area. That is extremely close to your heart.
Right.
That's why it makes sense for all that blood to come out. Does that make sense, Bam? Like, up in this area, like, if you get hit, you got a whole bunch of arteries here. Blood's gonna come out. It's gonna burst out. Bradley said, so actually life isn't.
Theories,
You said what?
if we're gonna do conspiracy theories, then I have one. It's not political. Matter of fact, we're gonna start dividing audiences if we do political.
That's the point
Which
of
can't be
this. So
good.
I think that's the point of this.
That's good to know. I didn't know we had a point. I thought we were just talking.
No. Well, like, I want to try to find some. I'm having them like send things that they want us to talk about, and see if we can find something that we disagree on, and we can talk about it. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, what the hell is this? Someone just put up on my phone. Okay. Well, hey, I got one that's more fun than that. Because
What's
what
up?
the hell were we talking about? People dying, right? All right. If you imagine this with me, everybody, well, don't close your eyes. Well, I mean, I don't know if y'all need to see him for this. There's a volleyball, right? The volleyball is white and blue, and it's in a room, and the room is like a red room. Take all the color out of the volleyball. What color is the volleyball?
White.
All right, so white is not a color.
Well, yeah, but you just said a color, and that's still it's
That's
a color,
my
but it's
point,
not
is
a
that
color.
White, I don't think white is a color. How is white a color but not a color? That's not possible.
Bam said, and one of those bodyguards were the Secret Service that helped Trump.
Yeah.
It's all connected. That could be fake. That I'm gonna say it. I don't believe anything that people post on TikTok.
It's white. See, Cody Montgomery.
It's
knows
never
this song.
been proven by anyone that's actually real. So I don't really
White
believe
is not
that.
See, I'm telling you, white is not a color. We're having so many conversations at once.
Housing
Okay.
shouldn't be profit motivated. Housing should be profit
We're gonna
motivated.
figure how
Why?
we both got ADHD.
That's
We're
a
not
good
figuring-
one, bro.
Yeah, I said take the color
Do you,
out.
Dalen? Do you
My
think
point was-
housing?
Huh?
Do you think housing should be profit motivated?
Yes, I think that everything in America should be profitable to the point of reason. I don't think you should be able to become a billionaire off of lower class housing. I don't think that should be possible. I think you should be able to make a comfortable living off of providing housing.
Wait, you said you do think it should be profit motivated? Because
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm running a
I
business,
agree with
and
that. It's
my goal is to provide affordable pest control services, but my goal is to provide the service and to make a profit. So my business model is made to make a profit. It just also focuses on an untapped market and just common decency to try to help people who normally wouldn't be able to fit. Housing should be the same way. You shouldn't be trying to get rich off of people's 35% of their income or more. That's not right.
the 300K homeless people are people suffering from mental illnesses and drug related issue or like drug issues. That's why they are homeless. Or most of those people are homeless.
White is just a thing you add things to. That's exactly what white is. White is a color. It's a colorless palette. White is a palette, and white is the canvas for the color to add to. The canvas we're painting color onto, and that canvas is white. If you take all the color, imagine a piece of grass. Take all the color out of that grass. Well, that's gonna turn brown. But then take the brown out of that dead grass.
Wait, hold
What
up.
you got? Damn, that's kind of.
How do we just get all that? But
Because Cody Montgomery said white is just a thing you add things to.
no, Dalen said that he agrees that it should be profit motivated. He
I
said
think it needs to be. Like you're not gonna be a successful real estate agent if it's not profit motivated.
yeah, that just takes away from jobs. And Bradley also said
Yeah,
that
but-
healthcare shouldn't be profit motivated. Again, it should be. There's no way
should
to ever make it not be.
Really need some work.
There's no way to not make it be profit motivated. Because let's say we go back to trading things, right? That's still a form of profit right there. So if you're
I
like,
feel you,
hey,
but it's-
I got this to give you for these medical services, you're still getting a profit
Ooh,
from
clear
something.
grass.
You know what I mean?
Bro, he's got to get. So if you take all the color out, the object no longer exists. Is what he's saying. It would be clear. Well, hold on now. Well, then it wouldn't be an object. It wouldn't be an object anymore. It would just be a nothing. And does that mean that color makes up the object at that point? So everything is nothing but color. It's not matter. It's just color. Does all matter not have a color? Because I think if you take all the color out of the grass, to me it looks gray. But I mean that just depends on the lighting.
Corey
But then color is just frequency of lights meeting your eyes.
said,
You know.
Dalen, can you say your opinion on reincarnation? Do you believe in it, or do you not? If not, why?
I do not believe in reincarnation because there are more people on the planet than there were 100 years ago. Shout out to India. Y'all are stupid because y'all come up with stupid shit all the time. Oh, damn. My fault.
No, you're good. You could say
My
you
bad,
could say
bro.
that.
All right. I do not believe in reincarnation just because it's not feasible because there's more life than there was, however many years. I mean, even 10 years ago, there was less living people on the planet, and it didn't sound feasible to me.
Okay, so Bradley said if you can turn housing nonprofit and start some sort of program to show said homeless people
Skip
in
Cody.
the world
And you also skip Gregory. You suck
in
at
the-
this.
and homeless person, the world actually does care about their health, Would that be good? That would be good, but that's a utopia. We will never reach a utopia in this world, because everybody, no matter what government you are under, but they want to profit from something. They want something in return. Everybody does. Why do you go to work every day? To get money, right?
To pay my bills because my landlord charged me too much, and so that I don't die if I don't have health care.
Yeah, so you don't
I
die.
work 'cause I have to.
You're profiting
Well, I
from.
work because I have to work. These guys, they make money off of us because we got hurt. That's totally different. And it does not cost them. When I went in and got my foot looked at, quote unquote looked at, a nurse had already, a professional nurse that was at the house that I got hurt at, she doctored my foot up. My mom drove me there. And then I went in there, she looked at it and said, yeah, it's not broke. That'd be $900. What the fuck did I pay her $900 for? Come look at something. You're telling me you looking at something is worth $900 for you to look at something?
Well, it's only
You're
like
not Gordon Ramsay. You're not credit. You're not posting this on the internet for me to advertise my business. You're not worth $900 for your opinion.
it's only like that because of insurance companies. Have you ever seen? There's like a thing for like prices for like medical treatments before insurance companies came into play. Like once insurance companies came into play, they like started making these like outrageous like numbers that nobody could pay at the time. But that's why it's like that. So really, that would be like a $50 thing back a long time ago.
So the healthcare CEO, they got popped. All right. I mean, is that even gonna matter at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, can anyone fix it? Who is the person responsible for fixing it? If anyone.
Can you show me some study, or show me like, give me a link to where I could see that Nordic countries are implementing.
Bradley, we're never gonna be able to talk about the color white, and nothing's ever gonna get done. Y'all gonna be going back tonight.
I want to see, because I want to see how they're implementing it, because somebody's profiting from it. Somebody is. Whether that be they put them in there and then later on they make them start paying for that housing, like once they get on their feet. It's long term. You know what I mean?
You go to a very, very nice neighborhood and look around. All of those people have fuck people. That's the people who are fucking you. Is all the people who live in nice houses. They're all in one shape or form fucking you and me and everybody else. If this business takes off to the point where I have a mansion, it would mean that I would have had to fuck a lot of employees over. That's exactly what that means. Because there's no way that they're working 8 hours a day and they can't afford a mansion, but I can. That is called fucking people. That is capitalism. And capitalism is great. I mean, trust me, I want to... Look, you're either fucking or you're getting fucked. And I want to do the fucking... Sorry, ma'am. My bad, buddy.
Send me where it is. Let me look into it for a second. And I can tell you...
Cody, you want to just call Bradley, bro? Y'all gonna be doing this all day.
No, because he's commenting, so I want to see. You know what I mean?
There's other people commenting.
Because if it's actually just the community profit, because homeless people are getting a home and that's it, then I will have stand corrected. But I want to see that they're not going to be like, hey, in the future you're going to pay this to pay this housing off.
Well, I want to talk about Cody's injury.
Their system prevents one singular person to profit or hoard the wealth being generated. It's all flipped back into progressing the community. Okay. He said he's going to send it. I'm going to look into it.
I'm trying to progress this podcast. We'll do this next podcast. We'll continue that on the next podcast. We've been talking about that for 30 minutes.
Peyton also said, a theory that if you go to the doctor and get tested for COVID or strep and they lie and say it came positive to get more money, because they get money if you test positive, so they lie, but tested negative. Okay, well, they have since stopped doing that, but yeah, when COVID was a thing, if somebody died, they'd be like, yeah, he died from COVID related issues, even though he died in a motorcycle crash, which happened, and the doctors got paid more for it.
Well, you might as well make a profit then if you're just screwing with the government. You might as well. I mean, if I was a doctor, I would have done that. Like, if you said I'm gonna give you $100,000, but you got to say that your grandma died of COVID, I'd dig that bitch up. I'd start exhuming graves.
You can post it in here. I'll click it and go to it.
Oh my god! Don't click it, bro.
Why not?
There's a reason y'all have each other blocked, bro.
Well, I don't have him blocked.
Time, man.
I don't have him blocked.
Look, this is starting to turn into like a family Thanksgiving. This is why I quit going to family events.
I don't have him blocked though.
If I wanted to sit in a room of 7 people and fight, I'd go to a family reunion.
Bam, do you got something else to add or no? Can't Bradley just send it via text? He can if he didn't have me blocked.
Bradley can send it to. Yeah, just send it to me, bro, and we'll talk about it next podcast because I'm ready to. I got several things to talk about.
Hold on.
The questions are.
Cody Montgomery said Happy Thanksgiving.
I guess 'cause I feel like I've seen this episode before.
All right, man, go take a shower, bud.
All right, I'll start answering the fucking questions.
He's answering all his brother's questions and nobody else. I'm trying to answer everybody's questions, but he just keeps sending all of them. But what other questions you got, Peyton? Or Corey, whatever you want to go by, Bradley. Or dang, bruh. Did you just hear me do that to him? I just called him Bradley. I just called him Peyton. I just called him Corey. One of them. That's one of them.
You want me to read this nonprofit housing thing?
You said what?
Want me to read this nonprofit housing out loud?
Yeah, you could read it out loud.
All right. Nonprofit housing as a key welfare player. The nonprofit housing organizations ensures access to ensures access to reasonable and healthy housing for people in Denmark. Oh, Denmark's so dope. Who are not able to access the private housing market. As such, they are an important piece of the Danish welfare society. Okay, this is very important. When you invest in homeless people, it means you want something to be produced from investing in them. You don't invest in a business you don't believe in. They're investing in their homeless people because they believe that they could be productive in society. If we treat homeless people like shit, and that's why they never become shit, because we never invest in them. So shout out to Denmark for that.
Well,
furthermore,
hold on.
Wait,
so,
what's your thoughts on that?
So it's not like they're just giving them a home and being like, "Hey, here you go." You know what I mean? Like,
well, they are.
They literally are. They're not
That's
like being like, "Hey, here's a home. Just do whatever you want. Continue to do drugs or not seek treatment, things like that." You know what I mean? They're counting on them to become productive members of society. Hence, when you become a productive member of society, you're gonna start paying taxes. You're gonna start buying things.
We're gonna put you in this house, but if you start doing drugs and drinking, we got no choice but to lock you up or something like that. You can invest in your homeless people.
I would completely agree with that being happen. Which hold on, let me find this. Let me do this right here. As of September 2025, I don't know why it says former, President Donald Trump has issued an executive order to build a new Center for Homeless Veterans on the West Los Angeles Veterans Affairs VA campus. This initiative focuses on housing, treatment, and support for up to 6,000 veterans by 2028. So, we have done that here in, I don't know why I did that. We have done that here in America as well. But like I said, it's still going to be for a profit. Like for them to eventually become productive members of society, which is what it's all about. It's still profit in it. No matter how you try to spin the narrative, it's profit in it, no matter what. Does that make sense?
Well, you would. That's the beauty. That's when capitalism is done right. We have so many people here. Let me say, there's two problems with that. We have so many people here that we can get away with not caring for everyone, and society will still function. And so people are less likely to care what their neighbors are doing, how they're doing. You know, people die and they don't get found for 3 days until the neighbor is like, damn, it stinks. And you got 5 or 6 next door neighbors that just don't come and visit or think about you. All right. You've got people on the other side of that. You've got so many people here who need help and don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. People need help and don't get it, but like I said, it's a hard truth to swallow. Everything is going to. It's driven off of profit. Everything.
I was going to say something else, but I saw a giant spider, and I tried not to scream on the podcast. There's a spider in my room, bro. He went under the closet door. I do pest control for a living, bro. I gotta.
Hold on.
He said, "Bradley, this is Peyton. Don't try to debate me."
You said in a previous part, you said it's not a utopia. Nordic countries are already implementing it, and no money isn't the focal point for everyone. So you tried to say that those Nordic countries were not involving money, but they're eventually involving money. So it is still profit, because you're now trying to say that you said there was no profit involved, which there is.
Well, there's a beautiful part of capitalism where profit drives progress. You could actually you really could make a profit off of homeless people if we cared, but we don't need everyone in society to be functioning. That's my other point. Before I saw the gargantuous arachnid.
I mean,
but you don't need everyone in society to function, so it goes uncared about. The government in America says if you aren't producing money, you're worthless. Instead of, if you're not producing money, we're going to invest in you until you can stand on your own 2 feet and produce your own money and help us. And in Denmark, I mean, those people, like, their economy is not, they don't have billionaires, but they are very stable.
That's why they're the way. The way to help homelessness isn't just giving these people money and everything. That doesn't help. It doesn't.
I live in a mobile home, Peyton.
The way to help
mobile home,
to help the homeless situation, is to get these people into treatment, whether it be for drugs or mental illnesses. That's how you stop it. That's how you stop homelessness. It's not giving them money on the street when you see them over there.
Right.
It doesn't do anything.
You give them a house.
Well,
you should not give homeless people houses.
You don't just give them a house and expect them to change their ways. You get them into treatment for their mental illness or their drug abuse, because that's the 2 main reasons why there's so much homelessness in America. Do you agree with that?
Well,
or no?
I would say, shit, I didn't hear what your point was. I was reading the little argument about the spider.
Well, I didn't say that. Hold on. He said, I said it's non-profit. Non-profit doesn't mean no money. LOL. It may be quote unquote non-profit, but non-profit non-profit is just them eventually profiting later on in the future.
Hey, Cody said like several things and not been mentioned.
So you agree, pretty much. You said, no, don't just give them a house. Give them a house and support. I wouldn't mind being like, for homes to be built for them if they're going to actually stick through treatment and get better. You know what I mean? Because then at that point you're wasting resources for somebody that doesn't care. Like, for instance, Tyler, right? You remember Tyler, right, Alan?
I do remember Tyler.
Do you think right now he wants to get better?
I don't. That's a hard one because I think yes. I mean, that's like for me. Like I want to get out of my housing situation, but I can't. I'm stuck. I want to get out of like several insecurities, but I can't. I'm stuck. And I feel like the same way for a lot of people that are addicts is they don't want to be addicted. They just get stuck. So I don't know if it's I don't know if there's any addicts that are okay with being addicted. I think they stop.
The reason I'll disagree is because I've actually had a conversation with him and asked him, I'm like, hey, I will do this for you if you go get clean. And you know what he responded with? I don't want to get clean.
You don't want to get clean?
Yeah, he said he does not want to get clean.
Do you think he genuinely means that? You think deep down there's no part of him that will get clean?
There's probably a small part. But if you don't want to
There's
get
a big part.
if you don't want to get clean at all, you're not gonna get clean. When he
Well, I think
when he sat down and looked at it a few years ago and was like, hey, I want to get clean. He was clean for almost 2 years, and then went back to it. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, I think it maybe not right now, but later in life when he's like, I never got married, never had kids, and I just gave my whole life to this drug, I think he will. Because you're missing so much of life because you're constantly like putting yourself in a simulation to escape from life. And that alone would suck.
You're using that key word eventually. Like, eventually he would want to get clean. Eventually. But
Sure.
as of right now, he does not want to get clean. So why?
Because he's probably high.
Like,
Right?
hey, here's a home and no support for that drug abuse.
Well, the support for the drug abuse should come with the agreement, or maybe even first. I think you should put them in a mandatory rehab, and if they do really well in there, you put them in a home, probably for a set amount of time, like a year or something. That way, they have motivation to get out of there. They have 12 months to make money and get out of there.
I don't think you
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
you should do it unless they are ready.
I'm not lying.
If they come to you and like, hey, I'm ready to get
Here's
clean,
the thing.
that's when they should be signed up for a program to put them in a home or anything like that
Here's the
with
thing.
support behind it. That's what I think personally.
Here's the thing. You and Bradley, all right, I can go to Bradley's house and smack shit at him for keeping his topic going like this, but I'm not driving to Ohio to slap you. We have got to move on. And Bradley, I'm on the way up there to smack shit at you because I knew you was going to do this fucking shit. But
No,
my point is,
Hold on. Let me
matter
answer
of fact,
that.
we'll stay on the homeless topic. Y'all want to be on the homeless topic? So let's talk about this. We should get all the homeless people in one room and let them fight for houses. Matter of fact, we should get all the homeless people on a line and sort them by height and age and have them sprint full speed. And whoever hits 400 meters first gets a house. And then we make profit off that entertainment and donate the profit to homeless shelters. Because that is D1 entertainment. Let me just also say that WNBA, it might be the most entertaining sporting event on the planet. That's probably the most entertaining league of sport. You ever get drunk and watch WNBA? It is one of the greatest things to ever grace my eyeballs. And trust me, my eyeballs have been laid on a bunch of shit.
When you take profits out of housing, it goes into funding to build better resources.
Will you shut up?
Following, so
Am I even on?
yeah, you are. But so they get shelter and guaranteed opportunities, i.e., Tyler, with pathway into career and purpose. When you take profits out of housing, it goes into funding to build better resources. I'm trying to make sure I understand this all the way so I can answer it the best way I can.
See, I'm going to start representing the motherfucking people in here, and I'm going to take over this. It's going to be my fucking podcast.
When you take profits out of housing, construction workers don't get paid. There's no way
But the WNBA genuinely,
to
Go to-
actually
go to Buffalo
100% be like, hey, here's a home.
when you have ask them to put on the
You don't
TV,
have
they're
to
not going to be
do
playing the game,
any-
the WNBA game live.
Hold on,
With Buffalo Wild Wings. But if you ask them to put it on, they'll put it on. You get a couple shots in you and just sit around with the boys and watch WNBA. You'll be laughing your ass off the entire fucking time. It's hilarious.
let me answer this all the way for him. When you take profit,
Why don't you use your eyeballs to read this comment?
when you take profit
Screw
out
you.
of homes or out of housing, construction workers do not get paid. Are you following me? When you take, or when those construction workers don't get paid, where are they? What are they going to do for their career? Who's going to then
Go
build
back to
houses?
Mexico, yeah.
Who's going to then
Go back to
build
Mexico.
houses? Are you following me? Yes, they will. The profits. Yes, they will. The profits.
Dude, I've been raising
Bro,
all
people
fucking
pay
day, bro.
construction workers
I've been raising all
today,
day. Cody
but
Montgomery.
pocket
Total.
millions. Imagine if they couldn't
I've
pocket
been
that.
mad since about 10 minutes.
I'm failing to see what you're trying to say at this point. If you're trying to say that, yes, they will. The profits. If it is a non-profit, that means they
I can
are
get my ass on Shadow
not
Forge.
making money at all. That is what non-profit means. No money is being made by anyone. Not now, not in the future. That is a non-profit. How do we have it? Listen, for housing to be made, you need workers. Or for houses to be made, you need workers. If there is no profit involved, workers do not get paid. Right? Can you agree to that, Dalen?
If there's no housing involved, workers don't get paid?
Or if there's no profit
What are
in
they
housing,
working on?
workers do not get paid.
No, hell no, that's not true at all. Because let me tell you something. You've got plenty of people out here. who
Non-profits
are-
generate money, and it doesn't get paid to anyone. But
My mom worked for a nonprofit, you dummy. For
but
like
she's
20 years.
not getting paid from that money. It's government funded, so it's taxpayers funding her paycheck, right? For all housing,
I mean,
for all
like
housing,
adoption fee. She worked at an orphanage. So it was like adoption fees and crap like that.
okay, so adoption fees are paying her
Yeah.
income. But those
But they're not making a profit. They're just paying their workers. That's different.
for all of
Like
housing.
they pay their CEO. She didn't make like crazy money, but that's how they made it. They made adoption affordable for everyone. That was the whole point of them doing that.
For all of housing to be free, you'd have to have people donating money for that to be non-profit. Does that make sense?
Well, this WNBA thing's pretty cool.
Like there's no way. I'm talking about the landlord, landowner, or whoever. Okay, so imagine you're a landlord, Bradley. Or imagine you buy a home and you want to rent it out. You're just going to let people stay in there for free.
Oh shit.
Imagine you own land and Walmart wants to build on that land. You're just going to let Walmart build on that land for free.
Bro, I tried so hard, Corey. I'm sorry, I failed you. Tune in next time for more housing.
you just
with
said
Bradley. Cody.
No, this is a political
So sorry
thing.
for it.
Dalen, this is a political thing. This is what the channel is about.
I can get political. That bitch got abducted by Russians and shit. And they took her over there, and they had Trump had to trade for her back. I think he traded Charlie Sheen or some shit. Can we talk about that? Charlie Sheen is still alive by the grace of God.
Let's talk about this until he's ready to change the subject. or until we come
He
up
ain't
with
gonna
another
change, bro. I talk to him every day.
political
I
subject.
talk to him every day. We talk about this for hours.
How do
Which is fine,
landlords
don't
get
me wrong, it's
money?
fun.
Landlords get money because
But-
people pay. That's profit.
I'm gonna make you pay, bro.
That is
I'm gonna make you
profit.
fucking pay.
That is profit in housing. Are you saying that landlords should not charge their tenants? Because if landlords are not going to charge their tenants, why are they letting people move in? Out of their kindness of their own heart? How are they then going to feed their family?
I know, Corey. I'm so sorry, man. Look, man, we're in this together, bro. We're just gonna tough it out, bro. I'll cry about it later. Matter of fact, I had like 6 or 7 topics to talk about, but I guess I'll waste my time. So that's pretty dumb. But I'm playing Shadow and Mordor now. So. Oh shit! He shot me with fucking arrows, man.
Charged through taxation? So you think paying more taxes would help that? Because then guess what? You own a home, you pay taxes on that home that you own. You pay taxes to buy the home, and now you got to pay more taxes for other people to live in a home owned by somebody else who's paying taxes on that home.
I know you're retreating. Look at you.
The land managers would not get to pocket millions like they do in America. What? Why shouldn't they be allowed? They bought the home. Like if Dalen starts a business, why shouldn't he be allowed to put most of the money in his pocket? He started the business. It's the same thing. If you buy a phone, right, and you go sell it, you're making a profit. Why should you not be able to do that when you bought that item? In the Nordic countries, people are still going to profit off of it eventually. It may not happen now, but it's going to happen later on.
He said his sister landlord is broke. How you broke and you're a landlord, bro?
Because his sister ain't paying rent. That's what it is.
You might be the worst landlord ever.
His sister ain't paying rent, bro. That's what it is, dog.
Your sister skipping payments, bro. Damn, she fucking her landlord over. They must be dogging. If you gonna miss my rent, bitch, you better come over and suck. Never mind. Bam ain't in the chat. Yeah, you better come over and give me some head or something. Cook me a damn meal or something like that. Ain't no way in fuck you finna miss a payment. Got me fucked up. Like I don't miss payments on that damn mortgage in my fucking car.
Because without the workers who don't get paid enough to live are also...
They gonna take that shit, bro. Take that damn phone. Snatch that bitch out the wall. I'm talking about, you can't miss shit with Rent-A-Center. Rent-A-Center gonna come and get their shit.
Okay, let's say that. Because, Dalen, if you're business owner, right, which you're about to be, right?
Right.
Because you've spent money in the business. You put how much have you put into the business?
A little bit over $4,000.
A little bit over $4,000. When it becomes profitable.
I did find that right now. His ass dead. He's on the bottom of a flip flop. His ass got sent to the shadow realm.
When it becomes profitable, are you going to give your workers more money than you, or less money than you?
I will give them a above average pay for the industry because the average pay for the industry is not enough to be happy off of.
Okay,
and
but
when they have a kid, I will give them a raise. When they have a wife, I'll give them a raise.
Are you going to take more of that money, or are you going to take less? Like, are you going to pay your employees more than what you would pay yourself?
Believe it or not, in the pest, I cannot speak for every industry, but the pest control industry, a lot of times when you take on your first employee, he is going to make more money than you are.
The CEOs who would make billions from Zoom calls would only make millions instead.
You're trying to say like it's impossible for me to pay them more than myself? That is, for small businesses, that is usually not the case at first. Usually your guys are going to make more money than you are, more profit at least. Revenue wise, obviously I'm taking more, but part of my revenue is going to them, so it's not profit.
See,
They're just going back into business. It's really not profit.
This is where we're like going different ways right now, because how you said it was you're saying that CEOs and everything, which most times CEOs are people that have worked for a very, very long time in the company. Not just get hired straight away and become a CEO. They're people that have been in that company and worked their way up. But yes, your pay should be increased. I do agree with that. Your pay should be increased, but everybody's pay should be increased all across the board.
Enough is when you have kids, you deserve a raise when you have children as well. That's a huge milestone, and the kids are suffering.
I agree, and that would raising wages for parents, for new parents, or anytime you have a kid, that would be super beneficial to people wanting to have more kids nowadays.
Yeah, because you have a lot of people that are terrified to have kids. Like me personally, I just can't find a woman to have sex with me, but most people are terrified to have kids.
Bradley said, would he make millions instead of billions so his workers can be comfy and his nation can have a healthier society, housing rehabs, etc.?
Would I make? The CEOs who would make billions from Zoom calls, what are we reading?
No, he said...
Bradley's texting me, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read out Bradley's chat, because damn, this fuck-ass phone, man. He's such a ratty-ass piece of shit.
I skipped one thing, and he told me to read it to you. But the other thing was, he's not saying the workers would get more. They would just get enough to live. And then he said, would he make millions instead of billions so his workers can be comfy?
Oh, he's asking, can we make the CEOs have morals by not letting their people starve while they buy yachts? In other words, can we make them just max out at millions instead of unlimited billions and billions of dollars that they're not even doing any work for? That's what he's saying. Which, yes, we should be able to do that.
I
disagree.
This is
softball. That's a softball. You said what?
I disagree with that. I don't think
you like being broke.
If you a CEO, most of the time they're like one of the founders into the company, right?
So
they're putting more money and effort into the beginning of that for it to be successful. Most of the time they are.
So you deserve to be right now. You deserve to be broke just because you ain't start the fucking prison.
I don't deserve to be broke.
Well, why are you broke?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm broke to be able to be living in a home, be able to go get food. You know what I mean?
That is nickels and dimes that they're giving you to not talk about how fucking miserable you are. You're broke as shit. You're broke as shit even more because you don't realize.
So do you think that I should be making as much as the director?
Let me finish, bud. So that they are giving you a prize out of the candy machine at the county fair. This is a arcade prize that you're getting for working your life away. These are people who they have got a company probably from their parents. Most people, their CEOs did not start the company, especially the billionaires. And they started out already pretty cozy and with a bunch of knowledge on the industry because of their parents and because of whatever connections they had and shit like that. These CEOs are not better than you, Cody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. But in the same sense, what qualifications do I have to be making as much as what the director makes?
You are smart as shit because your IQ is probably like upwards of 160. But that is way better than most of these CEOs.
What qualifications do I have for me to be making as much as the director?
I don't think anyone should be making as much as the director. Even the director. I don't think they're qualified to make that kind of money. Why are they qualified to sit around and make money and essentially do nothing while you've got single mothers trying to feed their kids ramen noodles? I saw a person in a house that's falling apart yesterday, or Monday. I'm sorry. Yes, on Monday I saw a lady in a house that's falling apart, feeding her kids roaches that were in these pancakes. I mean, she was cooking pancakes with roaches in it.
He said, Bradley
And the
said,
house
I
was
earned
in
it
White
just
Plains.
by being alive. Okay, so
I think
you think
I don't think being alive is enough. I will say that. I don't think being alive is enough.
Let me say this, because what this is all sounding like is communism, right? Everybody making the same amount. Should I make as much as the doctor that performs open heart surgeries and saves people's lives?
Well, you don't do it.
No.
You know damn well that's.
I'm being for real. Should I make as much as a doctor who performs open heart surgeries?
Oh, just for being alive. No.
Do you think
that shit doctors have to see? They deserve it.
Do you think? Do you think that the trash person deserves to make as much as the doctor that takes care of kids as his patients? So what is that, pediatrician?
Mm.
So the people who
but it's not a
hold on. The people who put in more should make more. The director has put in years and years and years over me. That's why she makes more. So she's already put in more than what I have. The same reason why these people that own billion-dollar companies are making so much. They've already put so much into their company. Profit-wise.
There's no way,
like money-wise.
Billions of dollars. They're not adding billions of dollars of value to the world, though. When they're doing things like real estate, you're not adding any value. You're just making money for the sake of making money.
Wait, hold on. Repeat that one more time.
They're not adding billions of dollars of value to the world. They're just making money to make money. When they're doing things like real estate, you're not adding anything. You're just basically gobbling up a whole industry so that you can make as much money as possible. And there's always victim. That's not victimless.
They put in.
And you're not adding any value.
Well, what he's saying is you put in more, you make more, right? That's what he said. You put in more, you should make more.
I would.
Those,
think so.
The people that own those real estate companies and shit, they put in more with their money. They put more money into it than their workers have. Their workers aren't even actually putting money into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but they're putting their lives. You're putting that the lowest level employees shouldn't be able to live.
I'm not saying that. No. You're
hear me out. Because you're not. Not that there isn't. It's not that there isn't enough money for them to live. It's that someone else already has the fucking money.
No,
that they need to live.
You're failing to. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't pay them enough to live. Everybody should get paid enough to live. But if you're putting more into it, like what Bradley said, you put more, you make more. Whether that be more time, more money, you deserve to make more. That's how capitalism works.
Get him! Damn! You're so stupid. God, you're dumb.
Who, me?
The dumbest person I've ever seen.
Me?
No, I'm playing Shadow of Mordor, dude. Because I got. Oh, damn, get fucked.
Their workers are putting their time with their kids, family, relationship, and dreams. Their workers. Hold on. Their workers are putting their time with their kids, family, relationship, and dreams. Whose fault is that? You can put more time in and get more promotions, climb the ladder. That's what capitalism is for. We don't get paid enough to live because the rich are hoarding enough to explode from bloated greed.
You like that shit, bitch?
I mean, it's
like
us. It's not just on them. It's really not just on them. The government hasn't forced the increases of wages. So the government should increase wages. I've never said that shouldn't happen.
Out there, man. He's gonna shoot you, and you're gonna look stupid. You already look stupid, bitch.
But it's very hard to just increase wages overnight. You can't increase wages overnight. That would destroy the economy.
We shouldn't. Well, if you just redistribute the money, adding money to the pool is just going to mean that eventually that money gets back into the rich people's pockets. Adding money is not the solution. Like I said, there's not enough money in the pool. It's that not enough people are able to get in the deep end. No wonder me and Bradley have me blocked.
Do you know that he?
Look at Gregor. Hey, good job, Greg. Damn.
Sure.
I think Corey's gonna podcast. Me and Corey versus Bradley and Cody. 2 different podcasts. Oh my god. What's going
Hold on. During the 2024 Republican National Convention, Sean O'Brien, the president of International Brotherhood of Teamsters, which is the largest union ever, spoke at the invitation of Donald Trump. O'Brien's appearances, which was the first time a Teamsters president addressed the RNC, highlighted Trump's efforts to gain support from union members. So, I disagree with that. What do you want to talk about, Peyton? Trump puts the best people in the best spots. So they have qualifications that he likes over others. What's y'all's opinion on
We're trying to start shit.
Crystal's husband?
I like crystals. I like that 12-pack they have. That, you know, if you're ever in a pinch, especially if you're high.
Wait, hold
the
on.
crystals 12-pack the fat for.
What it? Hold on. I maybe don't. I'm failing. I don't understand what he means.
Maybe. Maybe.
Elaborate.
Oh crap.
Elaborate, Peyton.
What do you think about her new husband? Go on, bro.
I don't know what crystal he's talking about. Are you talking about our mother, Crystal? I'm not answering this guy. I don't know what he's talking about. Do you?
I don't know nothing about Crystal's husband. I try to stay away from people like that.
Our mom?
I talked to
Christian? I think Christian is a good guy. He likes guns. Like,
oh, he's a true American.
he knows a lot about music. Oh yeah, by the way,
Right.
speaking of which, tomorrow I get to go to Louder Than Life. I got another channel.
Why did that not work?
I'm gonna post the vlog on my other channel. By the way, y'all should check it out. But I like Christian. He's a really good guy.
Whoa! You hitting people with thunderbolts now, dude? That's what we're doing. You gonna hit me with a damn thunderbolt? I'll tell you that much. You gonna get hit with this fucking dick. Yeah, you like that shit, don't you? Damn, get out of there! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh shit. No, I see you. I see how it is. Shit.
Okay.
Get fucked. Get fucked.
There's a significant debate over whether Donald Trump appointed anti-union judges. Critics argue his appointments have records and rulings that consistently oppose labor protections, while supporters emphasize different judicial philosophies and sometimes note rulings that have sided with unions. So they're pretty 50-50. The base of MAGA is anti-union, bro. LMAO.
No, there's no.
It's not. How? Why would he have a union speaker, the president of Teamsters? Which, do you know what Teamsters is?
Get off that, man, so I could get that thing up.
Do you know what?
This
Do you know what
game makes me
Teamsters is?
sweat. The people who made it, the truck drivers and shit.
No, Teamsters is the largest union organization.
Right, right. Did I get that or no? Yeah, come on. Come on, baby.
The International Brotherhood of Teamsters, IBT, often called the Teamsters Union, is a large, diverse labor union representing 1.3 million workers in various industries across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. It was founded in 1903 from a merger of earlier driver unions. It now represents workers from trucking and airlines to healthcare and public service, fighting for better wages and working conditions through collective bargaining and, when necessary, economic action. Why one word? Corruption? LMAO. Do you think unions are anti-corruption? I don't think they're anti-corruption, but they've been around for so long because it's been few and far between for corruption. I sent her a link not too long ago.
Okay.
I didn't say anything
y'all
bad about them.
No, I'm glad. I think it's crazy. It looked like an argument was about to get started or something. That's a crazy thing to bring up, though. We should invite her to the thing. But I ain't gonna lie.
But
yeah, I'm glad nothing
also
bad was said.
For unions, they also vote on a union president every few years, so it rids out the corruption. In case you didn't know, I'm also part of a union. And our union is fighting for money that was not paid by Governor DeWine during COVID years, that Trump said that the state of Ohio has to pay to these workers that didn't get their money by 2026.
Y'all want a handout so bad.
What do we think about what? Cody Montgomery? Dude, I feel like this has been pretty good so far.
I think it could have been better.
Well, I wanted this to be more of like a political first video.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I did not see that coming.
You said
Well,
what?
on your thing it say hashtag. On your thing it say hashtag Fortnite, so I didn't think it would be this serious.
It did? It
I
should
thought
have.
on your Discord, that might be something.
Oh no,
else.
no, that's just my Discord server. for my Tragic
okay.
Recoil channel.
Well,
Which, by the way, if people aren't subbed to that, they should sub to that.
I think we should get more political.
What do you want to talk about that's more political?
Oh, all right. So they found there's poop on Mars, and I think we should make that political because there's gotta be some way to profit off of that.
Are they actually? Or is that like there's
should...
a thing going around TikTok?
No, I'm serious. Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about it. I think he's like as close as you can get to God without being a theist.
Ooh.
But he's like, is Stephen Hawking was actually smart. I'm just playing. Stephen Hawking was smart, but also he went to Epstein's Island, kind of like Trump.
So you completely missed what I said about how Mike DeWine has not paid the correctional officers for their hazard pay that they were supposed to get during COVID, and that was one of Trump's first things, is saying that the state of Ohio has to pay those workers, which the job I work is a union job, and it went all the way up to Trump for that issue. Trump rapes kids. Okay, let's.
Who said that, Battle? Don't think rape no damn kids. Hey, you're nerfed, dude. You can't even go do shit. Not against me, dude. Oh, yeah, Alright.
Okay, here's the
Damn,
full
son.
timeline. 1992, a video shows Trump at Epstein's party Trump and Epstein at a Mar-a-Lago party. 1993, former model Stacey Williams alleges Trump groped her, allegedly. Epstein attends Trump's wedding at Marla Maples. Trump is a passenger on Epstein's private jet multiple times. 1994, Trump takes more flights with Epstein. Going from Florida and Jersey. 1997, Trump and Epstein are photographed Victoria's Secret party. 2000, a photograph shows Trump, Melania, Epstein, and Maxwell together at Mar-a-Lago.
Really sucks.
2002, in a New York, Trump called him a terrific guy. 2003, Wall Street Journal reports that Trump allegedly wrote a Bowdy birthday message. That's still alleged. 2004, a rivalry over Palm Beach mansion reportedly causes a drift between the two men. Trump wins the auction for the property.
What do you do about that?
2007, Miami Herald reports that Epstein's Mar-a-Lago membership was closed. The paper suggests this may have happened after Epstein harassed member's daughter. 2008, Epstein pleads guilty to a state-level solicitation charges in Florida, receiving a non-prosecution deal covering federal charges. It skipped over, but Trump helped out with this. Was the only person to help out the authorities with this. Hold on.
Oh, I gotta execute people. I forgot I could do that.
Because that's not the full thing right there.
Alright, let's do this. You're going to want to share this with everyone. Let's
I don't know if you can
the most interesting narratives out there.
hear
Trump
that.
and Epstein. If you still think Trump stayed friends with Epstein the entire way, it's because you haven't seen the full timeline. So let me show you.
Come here,
2005,
bitch.
Trump bans Epstein from all Trump
Taking
properties
that
after
ass.
finding out he was hitting on a young girl at Mar-a-Lago.
Listen, this
Not
is the
saying
full
he
thing.
cut Epstein off. Trump did. 2006, Epstein gets arrested in Florida. Who helped the victims cooperate with police? Donald Trump. Unlike many elites, Trump actually spoke up. Now, 2008 to 2016, no significant action was taken to reopen the Epstein case during the Obama years. The DOJ
Why was it not reopened during the Obama years? From 2008 to 2016. Answer me that.
left the sweetheart deal untouched, and the media stayed silent. It was still called a conspiracy theory. Now, 2017, less than a month after Trump takes office, he signs Executive Order 13773, specifically
13773. That's the executive order.
targeting human trafficking and transnational criminal networks. One of his first moves. Now, 2019, under Trump, the DOJ arrests Epstein, seizes the island, and puts him
2019. This is under Trump. Because of that executive order that he released got Epstein put behind bars.
No excuses, no media cover. Now we are in 2020. They take down Ghislaine Maxwell, arrested, prosecuted, locked up, also under Trump's DOJ. 2021 to 2024 with Biden's administration, crickets. Not a single push to dig deeper or expose others involved. Why not? So ask yourself, if Trump was in on it, why would he be the one to shut it all down? That's a very important question. Have a great night. All right, let's.
Hey, there we go.
Why was it him who shut it down? Arrested under Trump, dead under Trump. Okay. He killed himself in prison. Why doesn't he release the files? Because the judicial branch is blocking it. The Senate also blocked it. You know that
They did it too.
that government checks and balances. So if Trump's like, hey, we're going to release this, each branch can check that and be like, nope, we're not doing that. That's how that works. Which has happened a lot of times. The Senate actually just tabled the release of the Epstein files. Most of the time when files are blocked, it's due to people still being alive. Like the JFK assassination. They didn't open those for a while. Why didn't they do that? That was the Senate and the judicial blocking that. Because there were people still alive in that. They have reasons why they block certain things. Senate Republicans correct, even if not, lock them all up. Why? Because they tabled something? That it's a security issue. That's why they do that in most cases. I don't support their reasons, but it's their reasons. If it if it risks security for certain people, then yeah, it should happen. But I don't agree with it. You think that the people who associated with him should be protected? I don't. But it's not just those people associated with it. It's people that helped shut it down that would be in those files too, and they want to protect those people.
Well, everybody should be able to clarify what ain't in the files. What even is the file? People that went to the thing, went to
The
the
victims
island?
already said they're going to
Let's say
come
I
out
went to
and
the
speak
island
themselves
delivery.
too, and a lot of, or actually Maxwell, what was his Epstein's assistant, correct?
That's
She
his
has.
wife, I thought.
I'm pretty sure it says his assistant. I could be wrong, but she said on multiple times that Trump never went to the islands, but has said other people who have. Yeah, they would be regarded as heroes, but when you have people who have been let me see how to put this, that took the operation down, when they're listed on that, they become targets, because most of those people that are on that list have money. Those people become targets that help shut it down. Same reason for the JFK files. It's not just about who the assassin was, it's other things about other people that could have been involved, things like that. Does that make sense? Hey, Dalen, want to know a fun fact?
I guess so.
Well, let me ask you first. Is the United States, is it a democracy?
Yeah.
You think the United States is a democracy?
If a democracy means like everybody gets a say in who represents them.
No, democracy is the majority votes for all the decisions. In a nutshell, that's what it is.
I don't feel like I have a say in any decisions. Personally,
it is a constitutional republic. Nowhere in the
constitutional.
A constitutional republic. They could get a warrant easy, and that is all you need in this country to arrest someone. Yeah, they could. But that would mean that they gotta release the files publicly to do that. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional democratic republic. No, we are a constitutional republic. The founding fathers did not like democracy. They hated democracy, actually. They thought democracy was the worst thing. Nowhere in the Constitution does it ever say the word democracy. Did you know that, Dalen?
I mean, I don't know.
You can go through the whole Constitution and it never once says democracy. Or democratic republic. It says republic. Because it's a constitutional republic.
Well, what's a constitutional democracy? Is that the same thing or what?
Most democracies aren't going to have a constitution. Man, my knees are hurting. I'm getting old.
From sucking.
No, it's a knee that I freaking fell on at work.
Damn, that's still hurting you?
How is the Republic maintained? What? Elaborate. Elaborate on that. It is still hurting though. Yeah, but that it's written on what we call a constitution. That's why it says why it's a constitutional republic. It doesn't say Democrat in it or democracy or democratic. Because like I said, the founding fathers hated democracy. A republic is where you elect officials to vote on your behalf. In a nutshell. So how, when we go out and vote, we vote for Senate members, House members. Then from each state gets a certain amount of electoral votes. They decided all those who elects the officials. The people do. But that doesn't make it a democracy.
What the fuck?
Because if under a democracy, every time there's something that's a new law is going to be passed or anything like that, everybody would vote on it every time. And then the majority of whatever it was would be the cause of that. So like let's say if we were under a democracy and they were releasing a ban on alcohol, right? Everybody would go out and would vote on if they want alcohol to be banned in the United States or if they don't. And the majority for whichever would decide that. So if the majority wanted alcohol to be banned, alcohol would be banned. Okay, we elect them. People voting to elect representatives is a democratic value. It is a democratic value, but that doesn't make it a democratic form of government. Does that make sense? Here, let me show you. A state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. A system of government by the whole population or all eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. That democracy doesn't have elected representatives. That's incorrect. But multi-party democracy, majority of its members. And we also have a president, too. Voting on new amendments to the Constitution is a democratic value. Our entire Constitution has democratic values in it. It doesn't. Again, both of a republic and a democracy is about the people. But a democracy is about a majority of the people. A republic is about people and their elected representatives, in which has elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. Like I said, a state in which supreme power is held by the people. So both are by the people. But one is about a majority of the people. One is about people and their elected representatives. That is the main difference. So it may seem democratic, quote unquote, but it's not democratic.
Holy shit.
What?
Oh. What is this? Shit. Man, fuck this game, man. Fuck this fucking shit, right?
Different aspects of the U.S. system of government. Oh, here's another thing: the word democracy does not appear in the United States Constitution. The framers of the Constitution deliberately established a constitutional federal republic, which incorporates democratic principles but differs significantly from a pure or direct democracy. Like I said, it's similar, but it's not at the same time, because we pretty much give our power to elected officials to decide on topics for us. The framers held deep-seated fear of what they called the tyranny of the majority, a risk they associated with pure democracies where the will of the majority is unchecked. They were familiar with the history of ancient Greek democracies, which they viewed as unstable and prone to mob rule. Constitutional federal republic, which incorporates principles of a representative democracy. The term democracy and republic are not mutually exclusive, and the distinction between them highlight different aspects of the U.S. system of government. Yeah, I literally said that just a second ago. The founding fathers. Hold on. The founding fathers feared. The founding fathers feared and disliked pure democracy, which they equated with mob rule, but they valued and incorporated democratic principles into the structure of the U.S. government. They opted for a republic, a system of representative groups to filter popular will through elected officials and include institutional checks on power. That's exactly what I just said a second ago. They incorporated democratic principles into the structure of the U.S. government. They opted for a republic, a system of representative government. So again, it's not a democratic republic, it's a constitutional republic. All you heard was democracy isn't in the Constitution. Or what? Because it's not. So you did hear that correctly. It's not in the Constitution. What's up, Bam? Let me go back. Whew. I would love to have you on an episode, Bradley. I think it'd be fun if you were down. Unblock me on Snapchat or something, or send me a text and let me know. Dalen, are you still in here?
Yeah, I'm still in here. You losing me that? I don't.
You can go ahead.
Something else.
You can go ahead and go if you want.
I wish my boss would say that more often. I'm gonna kill you. No, why would you hit the random? What? Alright, dude. Well, I'm finna hang up. Yeah.
Alright, bet. I'll see you, bud.
See you, buddy. Love you.
Love you. Yeah, I won't disagree with that. But it's like that because republic and democracy are very similar. Very, very similar. That's almost exactly what it is. Hold on. But even like the Romans, a lot of people believe that they were a democracy, in which they weren't. They were a republic. So Roman Republic, that's what they were. But a republic in itself was created by Plato, a philosopher from ancient Greece. The sea salt spray is really good. It adds a lot of texture and volume. Ooh, okay. But not many societies use a republic they instead took towards a democracy in which there was a lot of mob rule from like mass, like majority voting on issues. Because I don't be okay with people disregarding testimonies, evidence, and 5 different judges as alleged. Well, the reason I say it's alleged is because he never got to plead his court case, or he never got to plead his own evidence. It was her own stuff said, and then after that it was done over. He never got to plead his case, which is a violation of his amendment, or of his human rights, of his constitutional rights, actually. That's why I say alleged. If you go look at it, he did not get to fight that in court. He never got to prove anything. He never got to prove his guilt, which in the United States you're innocent until proven guilty, or at least that's what you're supposed to be. But how everybody wants it to be is you're guilty until proven innocent, which it shouldn't be. So, the reason that is why he didn't show up, quote unquote, is because he tried to get it halted and pushed back to a later time. They refused it. He tried to have it halted again. They refused it again. And then they sentenced. And then he appealed, and they refused his appeal. And then he appealed again, and they set the appeal to an outrageous number. So that's what happened with that. That's why it's still alleged. There was no evidence. There's no. It's he say she say. That's all it is. Is he say she say. That whole time. That's not true. I promise you, it's not. He tried to have the case halted, in which they denied it twice, and then turn around and sentenced him without him there. No, it's something different. Do you have something else you want to add, Corey? Why's your name Careful also? That's such a weird name. It's a play. That's your alt? How do you have an alt YouTube account? If we got a problem, we can solve it real fast. I'll just take up, but alright, when I come down there, we'll solve it. Because I got a problem with you now. Give you a second. But I actually have to end my stream here in a second. It's 11:30. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. 11:30. But I actually have to end stream here in a second. But I will be live again next Wednesday. Really don't think I ain't gonna sleep back. Alright, bro. But, like I said, Bradley, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Alright? Carol's own testimony. Testimony from 2 people. Yeah. He say, she say court case. Where he didn't get to prove anything. Testimony from 2 other women, Jessica Leeds and Natasha showing off the infamous Access Hollywood tape from 2005, a photograph of Carroll with Trump at a party in 1987, video disposition of Trump from October 2022, which included questions about alleged assault, his prior statements. So, testimonies from people from things that happened years ago, allegedly. A photograph that someone took with them at a party prove guilt. And threats she received after going public. How does evidence related to Carroll's damages? What evidence related to Carroll's damages? And she received threats after going public. How does that prove guilt? The jury did not find that Trump raped Carroll by strict legal definition, but did find him liable for sexual abuse and defamation. Again, you're still failing to show evidence. Because I could take a photo with you and turn around and be like, yeah, you raped me. Or you sexually assaulted me. How does that prove that? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing was ever proven. Because she said that she was raped. The court said they couldn't prove it by quote-unquote legal definition. But they were able to prove sexual abuse? How were they able to prove sexual abuse? They're just a photo? Send it to me on Snapchat, because I gotta go ahead and end stream, because I gotta get ready for tomorrow, because we're leaving for Kentucky tomorrow to go to Louder Than Life. But send it to me. I'm not ducking it. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. But anyways, I hope you all enjoy this live stream. Bradley, subscribe to the YouTube channel.